Hey friend, come on in. It's your girl Zahria Touchstone, and today I am bringing you something a little different. While I'm taking care of my skin, my hair, and my makeup in the background, I want to dedicate this video to my radiant reflections. These are my 24 gentle habits for an abundant 2024. This is a calm chat where I will tell you all of the game-changing gentle habits that turned my 2023 into pure tranquility, full of love and surprises like this one popping up in the screen. She fills me with so much joy. And you guys, let this just be an escape into peace and positivity. So grab your favorite drink, find your cozy spot, and let's unwind together. So y'all already know I have to start this video off with gratitude and praises to God. All praise to the Lord, whether you know it or not, but we are here due to His grace and mercy. And I just wanted to start off on that note because in 2023, I really started living for God. I've always identified as being a Christian. However, I started the year off embracing the Daniel fast. I did this because I was seeking spiritual clarity and I wanted to find a deeper connection with God. And through fasting, I not only nourished my soul, but I truly started living for a higher purpose. And that showed across everything, and I mean everything that I did. Now, you may be curious and saying, okay, Zahria, what is the Daniel fast? Give me the deets. The Daniel fast is based on a passage in the Bible and is essentially a vegan diet without any sugars, refined carbs, caffeine, or alcohol. It is a method of spiritual fasting based on the prophet Daniel's experience, fasting according to the book of Daniel in the Bible. From this experience, Daniel was said to gain knowledge, wisdom, spiritual understanding, favor, and even better appearance, in addition to answered prayer and spiritual insight. So the idea behind this fast is that you would set aside other foods and focus on eating plant-based meals as an act of worship and sacrifice. The Daniel fast is 21 days. However, that's just 3 weeks, y'all. And when I tell you it was so worth it, that is not a long time. It might seem restrictive. The length of time is actually based off of Daniel's decision in chapter 10 to deprive himself of pleasant food, meat, and wine for 3 weeks while he sought God in prayer. Definitely let me know if you would like a list of these recipes. This was something that really helped me along the way. Gratitude also became a daily ritual of mine. It really helped me prepare for the day ahead because it allowed me to set the intention for the day. And not only was I just saying, thank you, God, but I made sure that I said my gratitude out loud. That allowed me to be very vulnerable with God, and vulnerable with myself. And it just made me think like, I have something to live for. You know, there's always someone with it harder than you. And a lot of times we can get up in our daily woes and we can stay stuck there. But when you give gratitude and you say it out loud, it just opens your eyes. Thank you, God, for life and breath. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning on strong legs and 2 big old feet to walk wherever I need to go. When I walk inside the shower, I have hot water. When I walk inside the kitchen, I have good food to eat. And so when you think about those things, when you say, hey, Lord, thank you for my family. When you say, Lord, thank you for my job, like it makes you just be better for those people in those spaces. And it just lets you know that you need to take care and cherish those things because not everybody has that. And so adding gratitude, having a gratitude journal, but also saying gratitudes out loud, it really just set the intention for my day. It made me just embrace the little things that I take for granted. Gratitude also allowed me to shift my mindset. So, another thing that I did was I prepared for the day ahead. So, during my nighttime routine, a part of my routine was journaling. And after I would write notes to God, that was always like the prompt. I would write to God, and then I would put the next day's date, to-do list slash prep list. And while I was making this list, I would have a set routine of things that I could have easy wins for. But my mindset of gratitude shifted over into planning for the day ahead by saying, I get to wake up and pray. I get to wake up and make my bed. I get to wake up and go to the gym. I get to wake up and log into work versus I have to wake up and make my bed. Oh, I have to go to work. You see the difference? One, you're kind of like making it a choice. You're making it a decision, and you're just kind of making it more so of like a definitive statement. Like, no, this is just what I do. I get to do this. This is luxury. Gratitude and planning coupled together really kept me in check throughout the year. One thing that I really want to emphasize is this sense of entitlement that we all have. And it comes from our arrogance. But really, when you place yourself in a position after that fast, truly, you start to say, hey, why do I feel like I deserve a life better than what I'm willing to put in the effort for? And so when I went in with that mindset, it totally humbled me. And it made me say, hey, this is a must. I need to show gratitude, but also I need to make preparation for what I'm trying to do. And it really gave me a sense of purpose throughout the day. Now, this fourth one is simple yet profound. I made my bed each morning, and that became a symbolic act of grounding me and setting a positive tone. I mean, it was an easy win. There are so many studies about making your bed. Like, trust them, trust me, just do it. Just make your bed. This also leads into a lot of responsibility that was given to me this year. And with great power comes great responsibility, but also with great responsibility comes great power. And so I had to pray for guidance and wisdom in my daily routine. Speaking of, we see Miracle. She's the perfect segue into talking about responsibility, patience, but also this next thing that I want to talk about. They're actually two, but I want to combine them together, and that's exercise and also spending time outside in nature. It's just a great thing to be able to move your body, and I think when you get that mind muscle connection to say like, hey, like I'm alive, that's a great way through exercise. But also when you can see God's creation and say, oh my goodness, Lord, look at what you've created. Like, and just be in peace and silence, hear the birds chirp outside, feel the wind blow, feel the sun burning on your skin. It's hot here in Texas. But also this was good for me because I work from home. I work in tech, and a lot of times there will be days I did not go outside. So just seeing all that God has to offer you and all that He has equipped you with was just something really beautiful for me. A great way to also invest in yourself and to gain knowledge is by reading. And if you would like a video about some of the books that I've read and what they mean to me, what I've learned from them, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be sure to share those reads with you in another video. Now, all this improving of self, I was on go. I was making investments within myself, but I also had to drop the dead weight. And the best way, that I know how to do that is I severed ties with those who drained my energy, and I became intentional about reciprocal relationships. This also allowed me to lean into my authenticity. I valued my word this year. My no's meant no's and my yes meant yes. And I gave my decisions the time that they deserved. So a general rule of thumb is don't say yes or no, even if you really want to, without giving it at least 24 hours. And now that we're talking about decision making, I also want to dive into the next thing. I chose my heart this year. I confronted my fears and I chose the uncomfortable path. And what made this so easy and comfortable, which you kind of have to train your brain to do this, but I embraced my own ignorance with open arms. Now, this next one is really fun to me because y'all know I love fashion. I've always been a fashionable kid. Now I'm a fashionable young lady, and dressing well, even for bedtime, became a celebration of self. Speaking of bedtime, my nights ended at 9:30 p.m. and that just ensured a rejuvenated start. But also too, just this one thing about me, as soon as I pop my contacts out, I get in the bed, I put the lotion on in between my feet and rub them together. I am no longer any good. I am out for the day. Do not call me. Which leads me to my next point. Setting boundaries became a priority and they were enforced without hesitation. I stood on business all of 2023. Social media also became something that I took a break from often. A lot of people ask me, Zahria, why aren't you making your TikTok videos or your YouTube videos, or you should be famous by now? But truly, I don't think anybody has ever questioned that I live a beautiful life. And that's because I don't live it for anybody else but God and myself. The time I took away from social media, I actually used to travel quite often. I was everywhere but in the house, y'all. It became a spontaneous adventure, and I allowed myself the grace of embracing ambiguity and adversity. Which leads me to my next point. I allowed myself to cry, and I also allowed myself to forgive others. I healed a lot of old wounds this year, and praise be to God for that. And I celebrated every weekend. I bought myself flowers. I love flowers, you guys. I love to gift them to myself, but also I left unnecessary commitments behind. This gave me plenty of time to embrace the art of giving generously my time, talents, and my treasures. And when you give, you also receive. I received so much love this year, and I hope to share that with you all. I invite you to subscribe to my channel and embrace these gentle habits. Happy New Year, friend. Cheers to growth, longevity, peace, and prosperity. I shall see you in the next one. Love you so much.